What's up gamers, and welcome to this special video where I go over the top 5 games that I'm most looking forward to in 2016. Now this was pretty tough because there are so many good games coming out this year and choosing just 5 was kind of hard, but without further ado, let's jump straight into my top 5 games of 2016. So number 5 for me is Ghost Recon Wildlands. We first saw footage of this game at E3 back in 2015, and the developers have been pretty quiet about it since then, really only giving out tiny amounts of info since the reveal. What we do know though is that the game follows the story behind the Santa Blanca drug cartel and is set in the high Bolivian plains of South America, and that we're going to be playing as a part of a US elite special forces team who are sent in to put an end to the ongoing drug war and alliance between the cartel and the corrupt government.
Contact behind you! You can't fight the friction!
The game is set to cater for both 4-player co-op teams as well as solo players if you prefer playing by yourself, and if you are going to be playing by yourself, we've been told that 3 AI-controlled players will take place of the other 3 members on the team. The game's going to have a similar layout to GTA 5 in terms of the freedom we have to explore the open world, as well as being able to choose when and in which order we want to complete the story missions. Which is really good because it means we can just go do whatever we want and cause complete chaos. Maybe pick up some hookers, do some drugs, kill some people, all that good stuff. All in between the story missions. As I said, we haven't been given that much info for Ghost Recon Wildlands at all, and all the gameplay we have is still the same gameplay that we saw at E3 last year. My guess is that Ubisoft is waiting for E3 this year to show off more of the game as well as give us a solid release date. But for me, I'm very much looking forward to running around the South American wildlands in the midst of a drug war.
Or you can unleash chaos, strike from every side, confuse them, destroy everything, decide who lives and who dies.
Battleborn is taking the number 4 spot. This game is being developed by Gearbox Studio and is set to be their next best game after the Borderlands series. Now, these guys developed Duke Nukem Forever as well as Aliens Colonial Marines, which really wasn't the greatest game at all, so they're really focusing on gaining the same reception and core audience that they captured with the Borderlands series. The game has both a single player and co-op story mode as well as a competitive multiplayer. The multiplayer portion is very MOBA-like and involves 2 teams fighting alongside minions to take down the enemy towers and eventually the enemy's base. There's also a team-based deathmatch with capture points game mode, as well as a game mode called Meltdown, which involves 2 teams whose objective is to guide their minions to the center of the map, and points are scored for every minion that throws itself into the incinerator, and the team with the most points wins.
I will return!
Much like Overwatch, the game is hero-based with a selection of 25 different heroes, all with unique abilities to choose from, and will be able to level those characters up with the huge progression system that Gearbox has integrated into the game. The progression system includes unlocks of additional augments for each character's skill helix, character skins, badges, titles, and loot that can be used to benefit any hero of our choosing. With character progression, a solid loot system, and the fact that this game is pretty much a first-person MOBA, it has taken the number 4 spot, and I'm seriously looking forward to getting my hands onto some Battleborn.
It's so cute how you think you can stop me. Solus will fall. You just called down the thunder in Dane, We were born for this. We're the Battleborn.
Now, if you guys are thinking the same way I've been thinking, then we're both thinking that Call of Duty has seriously been going downhill since Black Ops 2. The game has gone from a classic military shooter, which felt like you were actually in a war zone, to brightly colored gingerbread men and jetpacks. And not to mention all of the microtransactions that are beginning to drown this game so hard that it's almost guaranteed to turn into a pay-to-win first-person shooter.
Carnage!
Now for me, this is actually really sad that Call of Duty has taken this direction. I remember back in the day, this game was one of, if not the funnest games to play, and I used to play it all day and all night, and whenever I wasn't playing, all I could think about was playing. And it's very sad that this series has completely lost that addiction factor, and I'm actually very curious to see if Infinity Ward have learned from the mistakes over the past 3 years, and if they're actually going to produce a fun Call of Duty again.
Too much radiation. We'll have to go around. Follow me and keep low.
Now, I'm very doubtful about this because it seems that Activision have let microtransactions take over their minds, and I feel as if this game's probably going to have more microtransactions than a free-to-play mobile RPG game. And even though I know I'm just setting myself up for disappointment, I still look forward to seeing what direction they're taking the next Call of Duty each year and how the game actually feels to play when it finally comes out. So that's why Call of Duty 2016 has taken the number 3 spot for me. It's purely just complete intrigue. Number 2 is Horizon Zero Dawn. Much like Ghost Recon Wildlands, we first saw footage of this game at E3 in 2015, and we've only been given tidbits of information and gameplay since then. The game throws us 1,000 years into the future of a post-apocalyptic world where giant robot dinosaurs dominate. Like, seriously, Guerrilla Games? Just take my money now. Please, just take it. Take it and give me the game. Within this world, humanity has regressed to tribal societies of hunters and gatherers whose existence seems inevitably doomed as they continue to struggle through their daily tasks of survival, all while the machines become more and more powerful. We play as Aloy, a young girl whose life is to hunt and protect her tribe against the forever evolving robot dinosaurs, and we embark on a journey to uncover the secrets of a forgotten civilization, the ancient artifacts they left behind, and to learn more about the advanced technologies that plague the environment, with the goal being to eradicate and begin an uprising of the human race against the machines. The game is a very large open world action RPG and has all the elements of an RPG that we love, with quests, resource gathering, crafting, and upgradable items and weapons. The game has been in development since 2011, and from just watching the gameplay, I can tell that this game is going to be extremely fun with all the loot and crafting mechanics, as well as the fact that it just looks so incredibly unique. No release date has been set yet for Horizon Zero Dawn, but it is set to be released this year, and I am very much looking forward to seeing more information about this game, which will most likely be at E3.
Oh, someone's angry! Gotta get under it. Got it!
My number 1 pick for 2016 is by far Overwatch. I hadn't even heard of this game until the start of the year, but ever since seeing gameplay a couple of months ago, I've fallen deeply in love with this game, and I haven't even played it yet. I was a huge fan of Team Fortress 2, and although the gameplay is rather different in Overwatch, the basic structure and game mode seem very similar, which for me makes this game very appealing.
Justice reigns from above.
Pass into the iris.
Overwatch features a choice of 21 unique heroes, all with unique weapons, abilities, and ultimates that are split into 4 key roles: offense, defense, support, and tank. And the choice of characters on one team will help determine that team's success with their objective. Well, that's kind of what they're going for. In Before Grief montages, the main choice of game modes in Overwatch are Assault, which acts like Team Fortress 2's attack/defense control point mode, as well as Escort, which acts like Team Fortress 2's payload game mode. The game releases on the 24th of May this year and is running an open beta from the 5th of May until the 9th of May, with the open beta starting on the 3rd of May if you pre-order the game. So yeah, Overwatch takes my number 1 spot for my top 5 games of 2016, and this list was pretty hard to put together because don't forget there are a huge amount of really good games coming out in 2016, including Mafia 3, Doom, No Man's Sky, Ratchet & Clank, Uncharted 4, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, Dark Souls 3, Homefront: The Revolution, Deus Ex: Mankind Divided, Dishonored 2, Recon, Final Fantasy 15, Tekken 7, Crackdown 3, South Park: The Fractured But Whole, Gears of War 4, Halo Wars 2, and not to mention some of the games that are still yet to be announced at E3 this year. Anyway, these are my top 5 games of 2016. What games are you guys looking forward to the most this year? Leave your top 5 games that you're looking forward to the most in the comment section down below. I'm very curious as to what games you guys are into, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and stay gaming.